Have you ever noticed how anything nowadays can ruin your entire day? An ignored message, a criticism, an unexpected problem, and suddenly your mind collapses. But what if I told you there is a way to live where none of that shakes you, a way to stay calm even in chaos, to have control even when everything is out of control? This is not theory, this is Stoicism. And today you will learn the art of not being shaken. The truth is harsh. You do not suffer because of what happens. You suffer because of how you interpret what happens. Two people go through the same situation. One falls apart, the other remains strong. What changes the mind? Most people live reacting emotionally to everything. Opinions, frustrations, losses, broken expectations, and this creates an unstable, anxious, fragile life. The Stoics already knew this more than 2,000 years ago, and that is exactly why they developed a mental system to become unbreakable. Here is the most powerful principle of Stoicism. There are only two things in life: what you can control and what you cannot control. Simple but brutal. You control your thoughts, your actions, your choices. You do not control what others think, what happens in the world, the outcome of things. Now stop and think, how many times do you suffer over things that were never under your control? Worry is trying to control the uncontrollable, and that always ends in anxiety. The Stoic does something different. He accepts what he cannot control and masters what he can control. Indifference is not coldness. It is freedom. You do not need to react to everything. You do not need to be offended by everything. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. When someone criticizes you, you have two options: absorb it and suffer, or ignore it and move on. The Stoic chooses peace. He understands something that few people understand: other people's opinions do not define your reality. The more you seek validation, the more you lose control over your own life. Being Stoic is not about thinking positive. It is about training your mind to handle any scenario. Here are three powerful practices. First, negative visualization. Imagine losing something you value, not to suffer, but to appreciate and prepare. Second, radical acceptance. Stop fighting reality, accept what is, and act with intelligence. Third, emotional self-control. Feeling is automatic, reacting is not you. Always have a choice. Most people want to control the world, but the real power is in controlling yourself. When you master your mind, nothing offends you easily. Nothing knocks you down for long. Nothing controls you. You become stable, and stability is power. Life will always be unpredictable. Problems will arise. People will fail. Things will go wrong, but you do not need to be shaken by any of it. Stoicism does not change the world around you. It changes you, and when you change, everything changes. If this video made sense to you, then you are already ahead of most people. Subscribe to the channel, because here you will learn how to master your mind and live with. Are you tired of feeling like anything can shake your mind? One wrong word, one criticism, one unexpected problem, and suddenly your peace is gone. But the truth is simple and hard to accept. The problem is not what happens to you. The problem is how you react to what happens. And this is exactly where Stoicism changes everything. Stoicism is not about ignoring life. It's about becoming stronger than it. Think about this. There are things you can control and things you will never control. You can control your thoughts, your actions, your decisions, but you can't control what others say, what happens around you, or how life unfolds. So why do you keep suffering over it? Worry is trying to control the uncontrollable, and that always leads to anxiety. The Stoic understands something powerful. He accepts what he cannot change and masters what he can control. And that completely changes the way you live. Because when you stop reacting to everything, you start gaining power. Indifference is not weakness, it's freedom. You don't need to be offended by everything. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Other people's opinions do not define who you are. And the more you seek approval, the more you lose control over your own life. Now understand this. Being mentally strong doesn't mean you never feel. It means you are not controlled by what you feel. Feeling is automatic. Reacting is a choice. And that choice defines who you become. The Stoics trained their minds every single day. They prepared for difficulties. They accepted reality as it is, and they acted with discipline, not emotion, because they knew something most people ignore. Whoever masters the mind, masters life. Most people want to control the world, but they can't control themselves, and that is the mistake. Real power is not out there. It's within you. When you control your mind, nothing offends you easily. Nothing knocks you down for long. Nothing controls you. You become stable, and stability is power. Life will always be unpredictable. Things will go wrong. People will disappoint you. Hard moments will come, but you don't have to be shaken by any of it. Stoicism does not change the world around you. It changes you. And when you change, everything changes. If you want, I can now turn this into AI voice, ready to post.